Doc, we've had like 15 years of LeBron, which is kind of amazing.
That is amazing.
How has he turned out vis-a-vis what you had thought of him coming in?
Oh, I was talking about it yesterday. I think he's overachieved. Look, you think about it. I don't know if there's ever been a player that had as much build-up as him coming in the league. If my memory serves me correct, I think he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated his senior year in high school. That was his junior year in high school, and I was like, "Who's this grown man on the cover?" And it was LeBron James as a high school player. Listen, no one knew what to expect. But the two guys that come to mind, the one guy, and I put LeBron as the two guys that come to mind in sports in my lifetime, are Tiger and LeBron, that they had the build-up that there was no way that they could succeed, and yet both of them overachieved. And I think it's amazing that they're still doing it. Tiger obviously is trying to make a comeback, but LeBron, I don't know if this is not his best year. And so he keeps getting better. And so that's how I would say about LeBron. He's overachieved. He's an overachiever with great talent.
Do you like playing professional ball in your hometown? Is that a good thing for a kid?
It's a blessing for me. You get an opportunity to have your friends and family there at every home game, and then you get an opportunity to help a franchise out that hasn't been so good, in the past years.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have been around for a long, long time, and until you joined the team, I don't believe they'd ever won a game. It's a remarkable. I may be wrong. I'll have to double check that. Okay, now here we go. Best ever. How does that make you feel when you see that in print? That's.
Well, I have to keep working. It makes me know that, every night you go out on the court, people was looking at that magazine saying, okay, if you're the best ever, then you got to prove it to us. So,
right.
It keeps me humble.
The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. A stunning ending to one of the more compelling seasons in NBA history.
How would you say you play in the NBA Finals?
Not great at all. Not the way I know how to play the game of basketball on a high level. I'm out there to be a game changer, and I didn't make enough game-changing plays.
Were you not aggressive enough?
Just easy to look back and say, wow, I should have did it this way, or I should have been more aggressive. I just know I didn't play well. I could have played down the stretch better. I didn't have enough game-changing plays like I know I'm capable of having. Plays where it just shifted the whole game. I don't remember having one of those plays in the finals.
How did that affect you personally?
Probably one of the hardest times of my life. After the finals, I sat in my room for 2 weeks, did absolutely nothing, talked to absolutely nobody.
What'd you learn?
I got to this point by playing this game a certain way. Getting back to me loving the game and having fun with the game. I play the game fun, joyful, and I let my game do all the talking, and I got away from that. Going through my first 7 years in the NBA, I was always the liked one, and to be on the other side. They call it the dark side or the villain, whatever they call it. It was definitely challenging for myself. It was a situation I'd never been in before, and took a long time to adjust to it.
What did it feel like?
Didn't feel good. When I made the decision, I was still living in Ohio, so you can feel it. You don't even have to hear it sometimes. You can feel it, the hatred or whatever the case may be of my departure. If I could look back on it, I would probably change a lot of it.
As you said, you feel the hate. You sort of feel all this, and people burning your jersey on TV.
Right.
What does that turn you into?
It basically turned me into somebody I wasn't. You start to hear the villain. Now you have to be the villain. And I started to buy into it. I started to play the game of basketball at a level or at a mind state that I've never played at before. Meaning angry, and that's mentally, and that's not the way I play the game of basketball. I'm not here to ask for any sympathy or ask for no apology, just letting people know who I am and who I am.
Next topic, the tweet heard round the world LeBron tweeting yesterday to John Clayton. He wanted to know when was the deadline for NFL teams to sign free agents. And man, did that cause a stir. Stephen A., you had a particular problem with it. Go.
Well, he came out and he acknowledged later on that he was joking, if I hear correctly. My whole point with LeBron James is that he just needs to be quiet. The NBA had just canceled the first 2 weeks of the season. People, you know, over in excess of $200 million is being lost. People losing their jobs and things of that nature. And here you are joking as usual. I have no problem with them tweeting because players tweet all the time. Mm-hmm. That's not the issue. It's the fact that he was joking, and it was the timing of his joke that I have a problem with. You need to focus, okay, on getting a deal done, getting a collective bargaining agreement reached, so you can get back on the court and make up to millions upon millions of fans who watched you wet the bed in the fourth quarter. That's what you need to be doing. I don't want to hear anything about football. I don't want to hear anything about anything else. I don't want to care. I want to hear about their sneakers. I have no problem with Carmelo Anthony, you know, his sneakers, but he, you know, they got to win too. And Amari Stoudemire being up here yesterday with, you know, with his tight suit on and all that. I have no problem with that either. I got no problem with none of that. But LeBron James, it is time. And the reason that I say it's time is because he's the one with the tattoo, the chosen one. He's the one with the King James. I want to hear stuff. You know, he's a great guy, and you know, he's got to deal with a lot of stuff. And we, you know, bottom line is he's a great person, okay? And we shouldn't even be focused on anything but his game. But his game has come up short time and time again. And the one other thing that I want to say, Skip, before I leave this to you, and I'm dead serious about this. There's something about LeBron James that's really starting to alarm me. You got titles, King James, chosen one. None of the great guys, you know, they shun all of that until they won a championship. It's like he wants to be crowned with no rings. You don't get to do that.
Skip's been saying
you
that
got to
for
get
years.
it done. And I've been holding off on it because I disagreed with Skip totally. But to lose in the finals the way that he did, and then to come out here with the smile on your face like that, the world is just beautiful. I don't understand it. Champions don't do that. They just don't.
When they gave you the trophy, when you looked at it, after all these years, it almost seemed like you could see a reflection in it.
I feel like I was glowing. You know, I feel like the reflection of the gold ball had just, you know, just glowing all over my body. It was like I've dreamed about this moment. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be nowhere else right now. I felt like I was in that arena by myself. You know, at that point when I grabbed the trophy, I felt like everything else around me was just empty. You know, it's a great moment.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. You give LeBron James $1, he only gives you 3/4 back and change.
I've heard them all.
Not true anymore, right?
Nah, I don't think that's true anymore. Nah, you got to give me all 4 quarters at this point.
Have you become braver, more fearless, any of that?
Yeah, I think so. You know, and I think it just comes from experience. You know, when you fall and you fail so many times, you just say, you know, you kind of just look yourself in the mirror and say, well, you know, what are you going to do about it? You know, you have all these other people around you, and yes, it's a team game, and yes, everything, you know, has to fall in place with the team, but what are you going to do to help things become different? You know, and, you know, I did that a lot.
How has your ability to deal with pressure and nerves changed?
Well, it's not that it's changed so much, it's just that I've grown. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to be satisfied with that because I'm not going to regret anything that I did out on that basketball court because I know I gave it, you know, 100%.
When we look at the finals last year, you took 11 shots in one game. That's clearly not you. What's the mental block there that wasn't there in this series?
I mean, it can be unexplainable at times. You know, the mind is a powerful thing, you know, and, you know, when you try to do something or try to become someone that you're not, you know, it can change your habits. It can change what you've practiced all over the years. It can change the way you know, believe in things and see things. You know, and like I said, you know, last year, you know, I believed so much that I was a villain. You know, I believed so much that I was this, you know, Two-Face or the Penguin or, you know, these guys going after Batman. You know, I believed that, you know, and that wasn't good for my game. I never played that way. You know, I've always played with excitement and joy and love and then fun. that's what made me fall in love with the game.
I know that you've never asked anyone to feel sorry for you. You've got millions of dollars and a fantastic life. But you did grow up in the spotlight in this age of social media in an almost unique way. 16 to 27 now, everybody watching you. What was the hardest thing about having to do that?
Just always having to be on point. Never, feeling like you can never make a mistake. You're only human, and humans make mistakes. But it's the ones that learn from their mistakes and come back that separates, this human from that human. A friend of mine, like I said, told me that, the best teacher in life is experience. There's so much truth to that, and you have to learn from it. And it hurts when you're in that moment where you fail and you fall flat on your face. It hurts. But I guess at the end of the day, it's how you come back from it. It's how tall you stand, how passionate are you, and are you going to shy away from the fact that you don't want that goal anymore, or are you going to push through that wall?
You have two sons, and what do you want them to learn from your experience these past 3-4 years about the men that you want them to grow up to be?
I think the first thing I would tell them is you can't be perfect. Don't try to be perfect. It's impossible. No one is perfect. If you make a mistake, you have to live with it, and then you have to be able to grow from it. You can't continue to make mistake after mistake after mistake and then think that you're going to be able to come back from that.
I know better to ask you to put anything in historical context because you are an in-the-moment person about this stuff, but in the moment, what does it feel like to be in your 8th straight finals, 9th overall?
I don't know, I'm a loss for words, but it's a blessing to be able to be a part of the big stage. And this is the biggest stage that you can get in our sport, and that's the finals. It's the Super Bowl, it's the Stanley Cup, it's the World Series, it's the finals, and I've been a part of it for 8 straight years.
Do you remember that moment with Tim Duncan after your first finals in 2007 in the hallway?
We're going to drive these guys. This is going to be your league in a little while. But I appreciate you giving us this year.
I will never forget that moment. At that point in time, obviously, I didn't want to hear that. They had just swept us on our home floor, but, the better team won, obviously. And I was young, but just to be able to go through experiences like I've always talked about, the best teacher in life is experience. So I've been able to experience so much all the way to get me to this point.
Whatever happens here in this finals, are you comfortable with what it says about you or your legacy or any of that?
Well, can I be comfortable? I'm never comfortable. I've gotten better with understanding that conversations are going to be conversations no matter what. And it's so weird in that people kind of categorize like individuality and then team, and then take away one individual and say, okay, well, if you're that good, you should be able to beat that team. And I think a lot of that conversation that bothers me a little bit, but it is what it is.
Someone was asking me about you the other day, and I said, he's one of the few athletes that I know. When you walk across the street, you can stop traffic. That doesn't happen to a lot of people. And with that in mind, every day it seems like, whether it's sports radio, sports TV, talk shows, cooking shows, everybody wants to talk about LeBron. How do you not listen to all the external noise?
For me, Jim, I've been, unfortunately and fortunately, it's been going on since I was 15 years old. I was a high school, they call phenom, prodigy at 15. At 16, I was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. At 17, my high school games was on national television. So I've been covered, and either you had something good to say about me or you had something bad to say about me, even at 15, where no kid should ever have to go through things like that. But I believe the man above gave me an opportunity, gave me a gift, and there's nothing worth having that's easy. So I think that comes with the territory. It comes with the territory, and you learn how to deal with it throughout experience. At times throughout my career, I've allowed it to get to me because I paid attention to it, no matter if it was true or false. And what you read and what you hear, if you allow it to creep into your mind, no matter if it's true or false, you actually start to believe. You're like, am I actually that person? You start to believe it, and you're like, okay, maybe I am. And I've learned throughout the course of the years that everybody's going to have their opinion. Good opinion,
bad opinion, truth, false. Everyone's going to have their opinion on what you should do, how you should do it, what is he not doing, what is he doing. And for me personally, I know what my main focus is. My main focus is the game of basketball. My main focus is being here in Los Angeles and making this franchise be a relevant basketball team where it should be, and continue to inspire the youth and continue to give to the community and continue to use my energy and my platform to make people feel like they can do more than what they can do. So without the negativity, I don't think I am who I am today, you know, because it drives you at the same time. It motivates you, not to prove them wrong, but to make sure you never fall off the tree branch where you want to stay, you know, and continue to look down and continue to see, you know, all of them coming and everything and adversity coming. So I think it just comes with the territory, Jeff.
It reminds me a little bit of the biblical character Job. It's like you have the patience of Job, because people around Job, they were always saying, trying to take him down, this, that, and the other, and you just stayed steady on
Yeah. You know, I use it as, you know, when you watch the Preakness, or you know, you see these great, unbelievable, beautiful horses going for the Triple Crown. They have all these people here going, they're betting on these horses, they're excited, everyone's going crazy. But you see these horses that have these blinders. They don't see nothing but the finish line. You know, and they just zeroed in on what their goal is and what the main thing is. And I try to just always stay there, because I understand so many people are looking for me and looking at me for inspiration, looking at me for leadership, looking at me for, is he gonna crack, is he not? You know, how long can we, you know, continue to count on him? So no matter if it's a win or a loss, or no matter if it's good or bad that day, I have to continue to have those.
That's a good way to look at life too, isn't it?
No,
Sometimes
absolutely.
to have on those blinders and keep your eye on the goal.
No, absolutely, because we're all gonna go through something. Like I said, adversity comes with the territory, and the best teacher in life is experience. So, you know, as much as we can as human beings, keep the blinders on and focus on what our goal is, because everyone has had these dreams about what they want to become in life. And then when you see that you've been given this ability to be able to accomplish that, is how long can you keep that focus and maintain that focus to go accomplish it?
He is as close to flawless as any superstar we have ever seen in the history of sports.
Now you can call LeBron James MVP, because I witnessed him rise above his finals demons of a year ago, rise above these NBA finals, take them over for 4 straight games, and deserve without question the MVP.
James with 5 to shoot. Tries a 3. Bang! LeBron James from downtown. The Miami Heat are once again NBA champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted. James catches, puts up the 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining. It's back-to-back titles for the Heat. The 2013 NBA championship resides once again in Miami. Slides inside, tops it right with him. Irving, bank shot is good, and a foul. Kyrie Irving does it again. He's got 33. James to Thompson. Oh, what a pass from LeBron James. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! It's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again!